Hello and welcome back to FiddleUP. I'm Emerald Ray, and today we're going to be talking about drones and double stops. And we're just going to be starting off. This is just going to be a really simple overview of how to start with playing drones and starting to add some really simple double stops. So that tune that I just played, A Man's a Man for All That, it's a beautiful Scottish tune. And that is a tune that utilizes a lot of drones. So the difference between a drone and a double stop is a drone is honking away on the root chord, or the root of the chord, which if you're in the key of G is G. So what I was doing there, this tune is in G, and so I was just playing, especially in the A part, I was playing the melody and sliding up the neck so I could get that entire A part consolidated into my D string so that I could play the G string the whole time. The whole point of that was not the shifting. The whole point of that was to play that G drone the whole time. So where do drones come from? They come from the bagpipes. A lot of Celtic music is based off of bagpipe music and other types of string instruments. Older fiddles than the violin. The violin is, the modern fiddle. But there are older instruments where you had to play all of the strings at the same time. So it comes from a combination of, this arched bridge, being able to change the string is kind of new in string music. But also nowadays, we do a lot of playing with bagpipes, and they do lots of drones, and that's in Irish music and Scottish music. And in old time music, they do a ton of droning as well, and that's where all of this comes from as well, even though they don't play with bagpipes anymore. That influence is still very much there. So, and also the banjos and the guitars play all their notes at the same time too, so that kind of adds to all of this simultaneous string playing here. But to me, that's where it's kind of really stemming from. With the drone specifically, is you're copying that bagpipe sound. So when you're playing any of your tunes, you just want to think of trying to grab whatever string it is on the bottom that is in the key of the tune. So we can't go through a whole tune today. We don't have time for that, but I'm going to take you through some really simple scales so you can practice that. And so if you start on the bottom strings, your G and your D, so I'm kind of just putting equal weight between my G and my D string. So you will notice you will be able to hear some overtones, some really low overtones and some really high overtones as well if you listen really carefully. So this is something that you can just practice, nice long bows. And so to practice this as a drone, all you have to do on your D string is just we'll play it as a little scale. You can put your first finger, second finger, and third finger down. So let's try that. Open D. Now put your first finger on the D string to put an E. Second finger on the F sharp. And third finger on the G. So let's try that again all together. So open, E, F sharp, G. Now come back down, F sharp, E, open D. So that's a really simple way just to get used to your fingers moving while you're practicing the two strings together. And you could do those on all of your strings. You could move up to D and A. And practice that really slow. That was just my D and A string, and I was moving my fingers along the A string. B, C sharp, D, C sharp, B, and open A. And then you can do the same on your A and E string. Just play your A and your E string together, and then move your fingers up and down the E string. So you have F sharp, G sharp, A, G sharp, F sharp, open E. Excellent. So to practice some other kind of double stops that aren't a straight up drone, we can just turn that into a whole scale using the entire octave. So go back down to your G and your D string. So all we're going to do now is play a G major scale, just like we did before. But we're going to play both strings at the same time. So play your G and D string and move your fingers up the G string on the bottom, and then when you change to the D string, just keep your bow on both strings. A, B, C, open D, E, F sharp, G, F sharp, E, open D, C, B, A, open G. Very good. So you have a whole bunch of double stops there that are just attached to an open string that's not necessarily a drone. It's either a drone, the root chord, the root note, sorry, or the fifth. So you can change that, change your strings, and try that on your A and D string. E, F sharp, G, open A, B, C sharp, D, C sharp, B, open A, G, F sharp, E, open D. Cool. All right, let's try that on your A and E string. So we're going to do all of that again on your A and D string, starting on your open A. B, C sharp, D, open E, F sharp, G sharp, A, G sharp, F sharp, open E, D, C sharp, B, open A. There you are. That's how you can start playing some double stops with your tunes. So if you find some moments to put any of those into your tunes, I would just go for it and start playing around. It's kind of like a sandbox when you first start going, and just try to experiment and putting your fingers down and seeing what sounds good and doesn't sound good. Trust yourself to hear what doesn't sound good. And if you can hear what doesn't sound good, just try something else. So I hope you enjoyed that. I'll see you in the next video.